13 months since the day of a nationwide lockdown and the complete halt of my job as a DJ, 2 days in April 2021 were pretty significant to those of us in the California special events industry.
I'm Carlo Cicchetto. Today, state leaders announced that starting April 15th, indoor activities like concerts, conferences, and sporting events can resume, but with some major restrictions.
We can confidently say by June 15th that we can start to open up as business as usual.
And during the same week of those reopening announcements, I had dropped off my daughter at her high school, her real physical school, and her first full day of in-person learning in over 1 year. Suddenly, when things just felt dark day after day, there was a sliver of light peeking through a tunnel that seemed endless. And while that glimmer of hope was great news, it also for me came with some unexpected weight. Is it possible to be excited about going back to normal, but also feel extreme anxiety of what the return to normal is likely to bring? Somewhere around late April and into May of last year, it was clear this way of life wasn't going away anytime soon. And with no real end in sight, we had to figure out how we were going to move forward. And like it or not, many of us, myself included, settled into a new normal. And to be honest with you, I accomplished a lot. As a result of the pandemic, I created new relationships, spent some really great times with family, made sourdough bread, and put together a work-from-home space that I absolutely love. And of course, I found a passion for video production, and in turn became a legit YouTuber and educator for other DJs. I learned so much more about myself, but I also learned about my limitations. And change like this is something I'm sure everyone experienced. People got married, they became parents to dogs, they became parents to humans. They completed a half marathon around their house. They found new passions and embraced them. They embraced the passions that have been there all along. They became warriors for social justice. And they lived to fight another day. In a sense, we all became new and better versions of ourselves. You see, I guess I'm finding this next chapter so difficult to move on to because the one we are about to close was, in its own weird, twisted way, a beautiful mess. In the past year, I experienced a more compassionate and empathetic human race, with exceptions, of course. But in the few events I did have, I had clients asking me if I needed my own plexiglass barrier, or they specifically would position me away from guests and always ensured I was comfortable at their event. People seem to just care about one another a little bit more. And frankly, I'm a little sad for what may be getting left behind. And as I get ready to resume what once was, I feel like I have to say goodbye to something that I finally started to embrace. And of course, that gets coupled with a tidal wave of work that is on the horizon, but it's the very thing that all of us wanted, to just get back to work. I went from having multiple events in a month to nothing, and then we're going to be back to multiple events. And that's where the anxiety and the stress sets in. But then I realize it feels daunting because I've done it before. I know how physically and mentally taxing event work is. And it feels daunting because I expect nothing less of myself than excellence and perfection, and I want to achieve that every time. So if you're feeling the weight of the rest of 2021 on your shoulders, you're not alone. But like me, you expect excellence in yourself. And you too have done this before, and you can do it again in the same way you always have. We're closing a chapter, but we are opening a new one that will hopefully lead to much better things. Because through the adversity of a pandemic, we became better. And we've got this. We've got this. I'll see you on the dance floor.